Welcome to the Pennsylvania Association for College Admissions Virtual College Fair. My name is Jasmine. I'm going to serve as the facilitator for our session today. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping announcements. The first, you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our amazing presenters at any point throughout our session today. Second, your camera and microphone are off, so our panelists cannot see nor hear you. Third, this is just one of many different sessions that we're offering, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. And finally, this presentation is being recorded and you'll have access to that recording within about a week or so. With that said, we have a great lineup of colleges. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce our first college.
Hi, everyone. Hopefully you can see my screen there. My name is Hillary Yo. I am one of the assistant directors of admissions here at Lebanon Valley College. If you're not familiar with LVC, we are a small private institution located in central Pennsylvania. We are a smaller school, so we do have just about 1,650 undergraduate enrollment here at the Valley. That puts us at about a 10 to 1 student faculty ratio with an average class size of about 20 students. Here at the Valley, we do offer a pretty robust selection of academic offerings, ranging from our health professions department, which includes a 6-year direct admit PT program, as well as 2 direct 5-year master's program in speech language pathology and athletic training. We also have a very strong music department on campus and a variety of different offerings from a couple different disciplines across campus. Just looking at your screen here, we do have a snapshot of LVC and some of the numbers that make up LVC. We are an NCAA Division III intercollegiate school, so we have 26 intercollegiate varsity programs as well as 1 e-sport team and a little over 90 student-led clubs and organizations. So just as much as our students are involved inside the classroom, there's always a ton of things to do outside the classroom here at LVC. This is a screenshot or a snapshot, of our campus. We are situated on about 370 acres of campus. If you're not familiar with Annville, Pennsylvania, we are a small town, but if you've ever been to Hershey and Hershey Park, you've been really close to us. Hershey Park is located about 8 miles to the west of us, so if you're ever in the area, feel free to swing by Annville and check us out. I am very biased towards LVC. I'm actually a graduate of the college. I graduated in 2017, and I think we have a beautiful campus. As you can see here, we do have a lot of green space, a lot of trees. We are a smaller school, but our campus is nicely situated that we're not on top of each other, right? You can easily get from the very north side of campus to the very south side of campus in about a 20-minute walk. And it's, as you can see, it's laid out pretty nicely here. Our number one thing when we're looking at students and the students that we have on our campus is that we want to make sure our students are successful. And when you're going through college, one of the big kind of key factors of success is your career and actually what happens after you attend college. Here at LVC, the past couple of years, we have been listed as the #1 school in the entire state of Pennsylvania for our job placement rate. So on average, our job placement rate for all of our majors combined is about 96%. Some of our programs even have a 100% job placement rate. So once you get to LVC, you're definitely going to be set up for success in your future. And it's definitely a main focus on our campus just to make sure that we're doing whatever that we can, support, resources, any type of advising or coaching that we can help you in the long run when you're looking at your future. Just some more snapshots of campus here. The photo on the left there is of our Peace Garden. That's a very popular spot on campus, especially when that the sun comes out. There's warmer days on campus. There's always students out in the quad, just hanging out, doing homework, throwing a frisbee, or whatever you have it. But just wanted to show you a couple other snapshots of campus there. This slide here, I know there's a lot of numbers, but some of the things I do want to cover here are our merit scholarships. So we actually have an LVC scholarship guarantee. So upon acceptance to the college, you're automatically going to be reviewed to receive a merit scholarship. And these are solely based on high school academics. So like your GPA, your class rank, the rigor of the curriculum that you've taken throughout high school. And that will be able to determine which level of merit that you get. Now, the amounts that are shown on the screen are for the 2020-2021 year, but they tend to stay the same every year. And that's so that's a $20,000 up to $30,000 range. And the best thing about these scholarships is that they're good every year for 4 years. So whatever scholarship you're awarded upon acceptance to the college, that sticks with you for the next 4 years. So it's really 20,000 times 4 or 30,000 times 4. Again, just by submitting your application to the college, you will be reviewed to receive a merit scholarship, and it's guaranteed. Just some other snapshots of campus there. This is primarily our north side of campus, which houses most of our athletics on campus. Again, we are Division III, and the building to the left there, or excuse me, to the right there on the bottom, actually a newer building on campus for us. A couple years ago, we built a $25 million building specifically for physical therapy, athletic training, and exercise science students on campus. So it's a beautiful space. We actually now have our own cadaver lab on campus. For some people, that's probably really exciting. For me, not so much. It kind of creeps me out, but it's a great spot to have on campus, and it's really open to all of our students too. So we're constantly looking to adapt our campus just to make sure that we're meeting the needs of all the different programs and the students that we have on our campus. And lastly, I just wanted to share to get connected with us. So right now we are hosting in-person and virtual opportunities to connect with us. So if you are looking to, come to campus, go on a tour, meet with an admission counselor, we are here. So we have Monday through Friday campus tours and offerings available, but we also do have those virtual opportunities as well. So if you are more comfortable just visiting with us virtually, go ahead over to our website, just our main page, go to the visit page and connect with us to see when would be the best time and how you can connect with us. I also wanted to put a plug in there. Some of my colleagues are on a podcast, the Admission Guys. They will talk about LVC, but it's also just a great resource for anyone going through this process, the college process, if you're looking to get some information there. And also follow us on Instagram. We do post pictures of campus and just post different things to keep you up to date. So again, my name is Hillary from LVC. Hopefully I'll get to chat with you soon.
All right, hello everybody. My name is William Clark. I'm an admissions counselor at Coastal Carolina University. A little bit of information about myself. I am an alum of Coastal Carolina. I actually graduated back in 2016 with a degree in communication and I minored in sociology. Coastal Carolina is a relatively young institution. We were actually founded back in 1954, but we actually separated from the University of South Carolina back in 1993. So we are very, very young. A little information about the university. We have a little over 10,000 students. We're tucked away right here in Conway, South Carolina. People think we're in Myrtle Beach, but we're actually 9 miles west of Myrtle Beach. We have a little over 10,000 students, like I said, so a good happy medium-sized institution, along with 5 academic colleges and over 90 programs of study. I could talk about those all day, but of course, we don't have that much time, so I'll kind of move it on. Our student faculty ratio is about a 16-to-1, so about 20 to 35 students. The max you'll see is about 35, and it all just depends on your major. Of course, we are a liberal arts institution, but our College of Science actually holds almost 50% of our students. So those classes tend to be a little bigger, but you're not going to be in a Coliseum-sized classroom. So don't get intimidated by that. And of course, almost 79% of our faculty possess a doctoral or terminal degree. This actually helped me out because I was actually a transfer student to Coastal. So I actually got a lot of one-on-one time with my professors and they actually taught me a lot of things. So keeping those ties with your professors really, really helps out in the long run. We have over 120 organizations here on campus. I always say getting involved makes you healthier and happier. So we have Greek life, we have club sports, SGA, we have a Quidditch team. So if you are a fan of Harry Potter, we do have a Quidditch team. And one of my personal favorites is WCCU Radio. I actually was a part of that. I was a program manager, and it also actually led me to getting a job here in Myrtle Beach in local radio for about 5 years. So opportunity is definitely out there. We are a Division I team. If you did not know, one of our as far as our athletic skills, excuse me, our college baseball team won the College World Series back in 2016. It was fantastic, and I'll hold that near and dear to my heart until the day I die. And of course, our football team, we are in the Sun Belt. And what a lot of people are now starting to know about our football field is because we have the surf turf, which is teal. So it's actually really, really neat getting the opportunity to see that. So we do have 19 Division I sports, like I said, athletics from football, soccer, baseball, volleyball, you name it. And students are actually able to go to these games for free. Hashtag Teal Nation, if you look right here up and down the I-95 corridor, we get a lot of students. We're almost 50-50 when it comes to in-state and out-of-state students. But the state of Pennsylvania, we actually have it's the fourth highest enrollment state for Coastal Carolina. So, and I'm in charge of that state. So it actually makes me happy seeing that we get a lot of students from that Pennsylvania area. But you have a lot of students from the Mid-Atlantic area just in general. But it makes you smile when you know you have a classroom that may have more than 2 or 3 Pennsylvania students. This is like a good 50% range to talk about the freshman requirements, a 3.2 to a 4.0, 19 to a 24 on the ACT, and a 1020 to 1150 on the SAT. Now keep this in mind, 25% of students have lower than that GPA or lower than those scores. 25% of students have higher than those scores in that GPA. So keep that in mind, but this is a good 50% range to aim for. This is the core requirements for admissions. Now, this is the South Carolina our core requirements. I know the state of Pennsylvania, a lot of schools are very different. So just send me your transcript. I know not every school requires you to take 4 maths, or a fine arts class, things like that. So don't freak out when you see this right here. Just send me your transcript. I'll be glad to take a look at it for you. We are rolling admissions, so we don't actually have a deadline. But of course, December 1st is the one date I want you to remember. That is based on freshman-based scholarships. So we want you to make sure you get your information and apply by then and get accepted, because we want you to find out, or a little bit of money goes a long way for sure. We have 2 ways to apply. Of course, the regular Coastal Carolina application, and we just started using the Common App this year. I actually like it, so it's really, really neat. And we have 3. And basically, we give you 3 weeks for you to wait for your decision once we receive absolutely everything. I was talking about those merit awards, and the representative, Ms. Hillary, she was talking about how basically like your rigor, your GPA, your SAT scores, things like that. It all goes into the pot about you getting a merit award. You're considered once you apply, and for our merit awards, you are considered, like I said, 15% to 60%. So your grades and everything you're doing now matter. So don't slack off, because a little bit of money can make a huge difference from getting 15% off your tuition to 60% off your tuition. That's actually all I have, because we are short on time. But if you guys have any questions or concerns, my name is William Clark. Like I said, I'm the admissions counselor for the state of Pennsylvania. I'm not from Pennsylvania. People tend to get that twisted and confused. But we are doing open house or doing tours here on campus. So by all means, you can always come down, visit the campus. Feel free to reach me. That's my information right there. Y'all have a great day.
Hi everyone, my name is Kaylee Galbraith. I'm Assistant Director of Undergrad Admissions at St. Peter's University. Welcome. So St. Peter's University is a Jesuit university. So this means different things to different people, but we always like to say our students come for a degree, but leave with so much more. I guess some of the big highlights I want to take away from this: there is a ton of options for community service, cura personalis, which I'll mention again in a second. And then the really big thing is, just because we are a Jesuit university, we are welcome to everyone. Everyone is welcome to attend St. Peter's, regardless of background, faith, anything like that. We are welcoming to everyone. So we are a pretty small school, about 3,600 students. Student to faculty ratio is 13:1. And here's that cura personalis that I mentioned really quickly. This means care for the whole person. So at St. Peter's, everyone really cares about you, not just academically, but kind of every facet of your life. Everyone is so nice and wants to see you succeed, and they're going to help you do that. Average class size your freshman year is usually around 22. Once you get more into your concentration, it can get up to as low as 13 or 14. And we even have some labs with as few as 6 or 7 students. As I said earlier, that community engagement, community service is really important to us. We have over 50,000 hours. That's something that we really kind of pride ourselves on. Another great number that we really love about our St. Peter's is our 94% job placement rate after graduation. So this means 94% of our graduates are either attending grad school or have a job in their field after they graduate. And you can see here that the peacock is our mascot. That's Peter. He is super cool. We are located in Jersey City, New Jersey, so we're about 12 minutes from Manhattan. So super great location, tons of amazing opportunities for fun things as well as internships and things like that. So for academics, we do have over 50 majors at St. Peter's. Some of our most popular ones, biology, psychology, business, nursing, and criminal justice. So those are kind of our top 5, but we do have a ton of other options as well. With that, we have some amazing state-of-the-art technology. So we have a trading room that kind of mimics Wall Street for our students. We have a nursing simulation lab, which is like dummies that you kind of practice on before you go out on the world and work on real people. We have a cybersecurity center. We are getting a new computer lab with AI technology for our new concentration in artificial intelligence and machine learning. So we're really excited about that. We do have over 70 student organizations on campus. So like I said, we have community service-based clubs, we have faith-based clubs, culture clubs, we have clubs that are just for fun. We have a knitting club, an anime club. My personal favorite is the puppy club, where students actually train a service dog. So that's really cool. We also have our student entertainment board, and they put on a ton of different activities for our students. So here you can see pictured as our Peacock Color Run. They also do a lot of like different field trips and stuff. So there's always something going on at St. Peter's. You're never bored. I always tell students, if you're bored, it's your fault, because there's always something there for you to do. On top of that, we are Division I for athletics. We do have 16 sports, which you can see here. If you are interested, I suggest reaching out to the coaches and kind of getting that process rolling, because it's really hard to walk onto a team. So for residence life, we do have multiple housing options, doubles and triples, on-campus apartments, things like that. Freshman, sophomore years, usually your traditional residence hall style, while junior, senior years, more apartment style housing. The rooms are really nice, huge compared to what I lived in my freshman year. So definitely great spots there. So for the application process, we do what's called a holistic reading at St. Peter's. So we look at everything. We know you're more than just your GPA or test scores. But we do take a look at them. If you submit your test scores, we are test optional. So we look at your point of view expressed through your essays, your readiness for college, if you have a job, all of that kind of stuff to see if you'd be a good fit at St. Peter's. Cost of attendance. I know these are some big numbers, but I want you to stick with me. So tuition's around 39, room and board's around 16, bringing your total to around 55. That being said, every single student who's admitted to St. Peter's does receive a scholarship. This year, our baseline scholarship was $20,000, moves up with GPA and or SAT scores all the way to a full ride. We can end up rivaling state schools in price. On top of that, 98% of our students receive additional forms of financial aid. We also have extra scholarships. If you're a legacy, or if your parents or grandparents attended St. Peter's, you get a little bit of a bump there, or if you attended Catholic school. So if you're ready to apply, we are a free application. We are on the Common App, and we do have our own application. We are rolling admissions, which means you can submit it at any point in time and we will take a look. And you can see my contact information on the bottom there. So definitely reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.
All right, well, hi, everybody. My name is Spencer Mattinson. I am the admissions counselor for Pennsylvania for Lawrence Technological University. Lawrence Tech is a private school located in Southfield, Michigan, about 20 minutes north of Detroit. We specialize in 100 different programs. We have 4 different colleges, and we have the College of Architecture and Design, College of Business and IT, the College of Arts and Sciences, and the College of Engineering. So you can kind of see there, Michigan is shaped like a mitten, and we are right on that bottom right there, probably, about an hour away from the border of Michigan. We're also about 20 minutes away from the airport, so it's really easy to get to us. We have 11-to-1 student faculty ratio, about 3,000 students that are on our campus. We have a lot of transfers and a lot of freshmen on our campus. Average class size is about 17 students. We really want to make sure that you have a chance to, as our other colleagues said, not feel like you're in a coliseum, you're not lost in the shuffle. You actually will have connection with professors. All of our classes are taught by faculty. We don't have any teacher assistants or grad assistants. We have all paid faculty members at our university. And you will start classes in your major right away. We want to make sure that you are really getting experience right off the bat, because we want to make sure the decision that you're making is the right one. You can see some of the statistics around the bottom there, some of our awards and a little bit of our campus there. Here's all of our majors. We do also have master's degree programs, and we also have doctoral programs in our College of Engineering, but those aren't listed right here. So you can see our 4 colleges and the programs underneath them. You apply directly to the program that you want to go into, and if for some reason you don't know what program you want to go into, or you're kind of juggling between 2, you'll just apply to the college that you're most interested in. So if you don't really know what kind of engineering you want to go into, just apply to the College of Engineering, and you'll start classes in our intro engineering course right away. And then we also have pre-professional programs down there. You don't apply to the pre-professional program. You apply to one of the sciences. You'll apply to potentially business if you're doing pre-law, and then you'll just do a focus in those programs once you're here. You see a double asterisk on the screen. That is for our bachelor's and master's combined programs. So you can get a bachelor's degree and a master's degree kind of in one fall swoop. So if you're interested in kind of getting an architectural engineering degree, architecture degree, computer science, and getting a master's, you can do that as well. We're really founded on this idea of theory and practice. We were founded on that since 1932, when we were actually founded and built next to Henry Ford's first plant in Highland Park. So the idea was that the workers could go to work during the day and then go to school at night. And we've really kind of grounded ourselves in that idea, the theory being the classroom aspect, and the practice being co-ops, internships, labs, research. We really encourage our students to get some sort of hands-on experience. Most of all of our classes are going to have a lab component when it comes to your major. 75% of our students have a co-op or internship while they're on campus. And there are multiple opportunities for research if you want to go that route. As you can see on here, a lot of our different labs. The bottom right is our structural testing center that tests different load-bearing materials for civil engineering. We have our SAE garage in the bottom left. Top left is going to be our chemistry lab, and then the top right actually is one of our simulation nursing labs. You can get some of your clinical hours done there. They simulate actual hospital rooms with robotic humans in there that can go through all the motions. So it's pretty cool. A lot of our nursing students and pre-med students really like it because they get a chance to kind of, have a trial and error run without actually having people there. And we also have our design studio on the top there as well. We also have a laptop program called the LTU Zone. You can kind of see that on the bottom. You actually get a laptop loaded up with all the programs you're going to need for your major freshman year. We want you to be industry ready right off the bat because we feel like you can play around, tinker with that, and really start to excel in the field that you're going into. And so having that right off the bat, not having to worry about paying for anything, having that uploaded onto your laptop really does help our students kind of get ahead of the curve. And you'll see that with our graduation rates, 75% of our students have jobs in their field, 75% of our students have jobs in their field during their time at Lawrence Tech. 93% of our students have jobs in their field at time of graduation. So we really set our students up for industry right off the bat. But it isn't all just, work. That classical phrase, all work, no play. We do actually have a lot of play and stuff you can do on campus. So we have lots of athletics you can do. We are NAIA level. We're also ACHA for hockey. We are adding esports, cheerleading, and we're actually expanding our cross country and track and field teams. If you're interested in doing any of those sports, a lot of my colleagues have already said this, you need to fill out a recruitment form because that's the best way for you to be recruited. Walking on to a school sometimes isn't the easiest opportunity. And there are also scholarship opportunities if you do fill out a recruitment form. So go to the athletics website, check that out. We have multitude of sports, as you can kind of see listed there. We have 60 plus organizations on our campus, Greek life. We have sororities, fraternities. We have religious-based organizations. We have service-based organizations where you can get involved either around Metro Detroit in your home state or also across the globe. So if you want to get involved in Pennsylvania or if you want to get involved somewhere in the world, you can do that. We really encourage our students to get involved anywhere they want to feel like they can make an impact. Beyond that, we also have opportunities for you to live on campus. You can see the residence halls over there. And then we really have opportunities for you to get scholarships. So lots of scholarships you get reviewed. Obviously, we said merit scholarships. You're going to get reviewed for a scholarship when you apply. You're going to get a scholarship for just being from Pennsylvania. It's the National Blue Devil Award that goes to you for being an out-of-state student. Co-ops internship opportunities for you to get paid. And you can kind of see on the side here, a lot of our opportunities for on-campus employment as well. And then financial aid is on the top there too. Costs of everything's down there. There's no out-of-state fees. We're a private school, so everything's just going to be based on the college you go into. And I'm running out of time here, so feel free to write down my contact information. That's the picture that it chose for me, and I'm also right here. So if you'll see the space, you come to campus, the email, text line, everything's there for you. Thanks.
And I'm sorry, Nathaniel, we are unable to hear you. No. Maybe we can come back if you want. So maybe we can go ahead and move to our next presenter, then come back. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Mary, for being willing to go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. I'm happy to jump in here. Let me share my screen quickly. Here we go. So hi, everyone. My name is Mary Nolte. My name is Mary Nolte. I work in admissions at Dickinson. I'm also a Dickinson alum, class of 2013. So super excited that you're here to learn a little bit more about us. If you're not familiar with Dickinson already, we're a small private liberal arts college located in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. We were founded in 1783, and we're best known for our leadership in global education, sustainability, and civic engagement. Carlisle, where we're located, is a little town about 30 minutes from Harrisburg. It's just under 2 hours from Baltimore and Philadelphia, and about 3 hours from DC and New York City. So students will sometimes take day trips to those locations, and we do also offer semester abroad options in DC and New York City. But for the most part, students are staying in Carlisle on the weekends. They're participating in campus events, hanging out downtown, and doing outdoor activities like hiking the Appalachian Trail. And we have really strong ties to the community through our student ambassador to the town council, and partnerships with the U.S. Army War College and Central Pennsylvania Youth Ballet, and the Carlisle Community Action Network, which was founded by our college president, Margie Ensign. So definitely feels like a collaborative community rather than a college that was just dropped in the middle of a town. Our student body is made up of about 2,400 students from 47 different states and 49 different countries. We have a student to faculty ratio of 8:1, and our average class size is 14. None of our classes are larger than 50 students, and all courses are taught by professors. Research opportunities are available to you as early as your first year. Our course offerings also reflect our core values of global, sustainable, and engaged. You'll see on the next slide that we offer 13 different languages, as well as interdisciplinary majors focused on different regions of the world or different academic disciplines. In a non-pandemic year, over 65% of our students will study abroad. Students also complete a sustainability elective, global and US diversity courses, and 94% of our students are completing at least one research project, internship, or service learning experience during their undergraduate years. We currently offer 46 different majors, including our most recent major in data analytics, which was just added this year. So students are pretty excited about that. Some of our most popular majors include international business and management, environmental studies, biochem and molecular biology, and political science. In addition, we offer several minor certificates and advising programs. Pre-health and pre-law are two of the strongest programs. We have a 95% acceptance rate into medical school out of Dickinson and a 94% acceptance rate into law school. So really strong outcomes there. You don't need to declare a major until the end of your sophomore year, so there's plenty of time for you to explore different options once you get to campus. Outside of academics, we have over 120 student-run clubs and organizations available for you to get involved in a wide range of areas: theater, music, student government, social justice groups, Greek life. We have both club sports and varsity athletics. We are Division III, and we compete in the Centennial Conference. Two popular clubs on campus are Mock Trial, which is coached by Al Maslin, who's a local judge and a Dickinson alum, and the Red Devil Sports Network, which broadcasts our sporting events, hosts podcasts, and they actually recently took a trip to Citizens Bank Park to meet with Phillies president Andy McPhail, who is also a Dickinson alum. So not only are clubs a fun way to get involved, but they can be a good way to network and develop some skills for future careers as well. Throughout your 4 years at Dickinson, you work closely with academic advisors, career counselors, and alumni mentors, and through the Center for Advising Internships and Lifelong Career Development. And that advising structure prepares our students really well for success after they graduate. You'll see that 98% of our students are in a job or graduate school within 1 year of graduation. You can see a few examples there of where students have ended up. Like I said, I'm an alum. I graduated in 2013. A couple of my classmates are doing cool things. One is working at the ADA's office in Baltimore. One was just named the Cairo bureau chief for the Washington Post. One's a managing editor at Google, and another is finishing up a PhD in neuroscience from the University of Washington. So certainly lots of options, no matter what your focus is. Lastly, I'll just give a quick overview of our admissions and financial aid process. We offer 3 different applicant pools: early decision 1, early decision 2, and regular decision. You'll need to submit your common application as well as the FAFSA and CSS profile if you plan to apply for need-based aid by the deadlines that are listed there. We do commit to meeting 100% of need for all students that we admit. We've been test optional for many years, and as you'll see, this current year we were test blind due to the pandemic, which means we didn't consider any test scores. We will reevaluate that process in May or June to determine if we'll remain test blind or go back to test optional. But either way, you will not be required to submit scores for admission or for merit scholarships. As you get further in the process, I'd be happy to connect with you about more specifics related to application and financial aid. But in the meantime, I'd encourage you to think about visiting. We do have both in-person and virtual visit options available right now, which you can find at dickinson.edu/visit. And of course, if you have any questions about Dickinson, visit options, or anything else, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. So thank you.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, okay, good. Thank you everyone for your patience. Thank you, Mary, for going instead of me. I really appreciate it. So my name is Nate Rosenberg, and I am an admissions counselor with University Wisconsin-Madison. I actually do live in Madison, but I'm coming to you today from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where I'm visiting family. So I am pretty close to all of you. So just a little bit of numbers to get us started, a little bit of demographics. We were founded in 1848, and we have over 30,000 undergraduate students with over about 7,000 first years in each incoming class. 120 countries represented, and all states represented as well. And as you can see, even though we are a larger university, we do have a student faculty ratio of about 20 to 1. So we do have very manageable class sizes, which is nice. Really at the center of UW-Madison is this Wisconsin idea. And this is our guiding principle that the university should improve people's lives beyond the classroom. So this is going to span our teaching, our research, our outreach, and our public service. And just generally another way to think about it is that what happens in the classroom shouldn't stay there. So an example I always like to talk about is that we are a top producer of Peace Corps volunteers. So, you know, we have students who really want to become global citizens. Another great example of the Wisconsin idea in practice is Mu Kappa Tau, which is our marketing club. So they'll actually go out into the Madison community, and they'll provide guidance and assistance to small businesses. So students are taking what they're learning in the classroom and then volunteering in the community with these skills that they've learned, which is pretty neat. As far as academics go, you know, at this point, you may know what you want to study. You may have absolutely no idea what you want to study. Both are totally fine and good, valid paths to be on. But fortunately, we have 125 majors and over 70 certificates, which are similar to minors, across our schools and colleges. So you're going to have that room to either explore and find what you're looking for, or we're probably going to have what you're looking for. Students do apply directly to the University of Wisconsin-Madison. That's how you're considered for admission. But we do offer freshman direct entry for our College of Engineering, our School of Business, as well as our departments of dance and music. The other piece of the puzzle when you're considering where you're going to go to college is obviously the social fit, finding your community. So we have over 1,000 student organizations for you to choose from. Our organizations range from the Badger Cheese Club to Juop Acapella to the Madison Literary Journal. So definitely lots of options there. We also have a lot of different cultural communities. So that's things like the Multicultural Student Center, the Black Cultural Center, Hillel, Gender and Sexuality Campus Center. We have a Muslim Student Association. So that's a really great way for students to get involved with identity-based organizations. Arts and festivals are also very big on campus. I always like to talk about our theater productions. They range from Evil Dead the Musical to Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. So a very wide variety right there. Greek life is also present on campus. Like a lot of other colleges, especially the ones here, it's there if students want to partake in it, but it's not something you have to do to have a social life on campus, right? Because with over 1,000 student organizations, all those cultural communities, you're going to be able to find your people no matter what you're looking for. And then sports are also available on campus. We have our intramurals and sports clubs that are more student run. They may compete with other students, like locally, nationally, regionally, but they are student run. They range from the more traditional sports, but we also offer glow in the dark volleyball. If that's something you're looking for. We are part of the Big Ten D1 athletics. So, students might be choosing to participate in the Big Ten athletics as an athlete. But it's also really fun to be a community member as well, to show support for your classmates in your community, which is always a nice thing. I'll just wrap up then by talking about our actual admission review process. So we do have a holistic admission review, like a lot of my colleagues here. So that means for UW-Madison, that means we don't have any formulas, we don't have any minimum GPAs. We're going to really consider every element of a student's application and really consider that context in which you're educated. So when we talk about academic excellence, we're not necessarily looking for that you've taken 1 million APs and that you've gotten A pluses. Our most competitive students do tend to earn A's and B's, and we're just really looking for students who have taken that challenging coursework across the core subjects, right? We realize that not every high school offers the same opportunities, offers the exact same amount of APs, but we just want to see that you're taking advantage of what challenging coursework is available to you. For community involvement and leadership and service, that's really just coming down to being engaged students. And there's a lot of different ways to really define being engaged at UW-Madison when we look at our applicants. We're really looking for that quality, not quantity. We want to see what you're passionate about. So that could be, actual leadership opportunities. It could be babysitting for your family. We just want to see what you do with your time and why you do it. And then as far as campus and program fit goes, we're going to look at your essays for that. Our supplemental essay is basically why Wisconsin. So that's your opportunity to tell us about, why you want to come to UW-Madison, and also to talk about, what you want to do on campus, right? So that's your time to talk about, why you want to be an English major. So that gives us a little bit more context as well. So I will wrap up with that, but here are links to some more information for UW-Madison. I love our Instagram page. The guy who runs it, he posts some really funny memes that make me laugh. So hopefully they make you laugh too. But definitely feel free to chat into the chat any questions that you have for me, or to reach out to me directly. I'm happy to talk about UW-Madison. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. So with that said, that concludes our presentation portion of our session today. But now we're going to move on to our Q&A. So to all of our attendees, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in that Q&A section, and our amazing panelists will respond. In the meantime, while you are typing up all of your questions, I'm going to go ahead and pose a question to the group. And the group will respond in the order in which they presented. So we'll start with LBC. The first question: what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
That's a really good question. My answer for that would just be open to different things. There's literally thousands and thousands of schools to choose from. So I know it can be a little bit overwhelming, but at the end of the day, it has to just be your fit, right? I want you to come to LVC. I know all these different schools want you to go to their school, but at the end of the day, it's where you see yourself fit for the next 4, 5, 6 years of your life.
Yeah, that's actually a really good response, because I always say the same thing. You usually hear, especially because we've all been to college, so we know how the process is. And usually you hear like, I want to go to school because of my friend goes here. Just because your friend goes there doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a good fit at that institution. Always ask questions because we are always there willing to help you because that's our job. You got to find your niche of what you want and also get started early, especially with, taking campus tours, things like that, because you never know. If the opportunity is there for you to tour campus, do it because that can literally be a difference maker between now and the next 4 years.
Yeah, just kind of echoing that, ask questions. That's what we're here for. You're not annoying us, you're not bothering us. That's what we want to do. We want to answer questions. We want to make sure you have all the information you need to make a good decision for you.
I guess my advice, don't stress about this. You have a lot of time, you have a lot of resources, and you have a lot of, different options that are out there, but it's going to come down to the one that you feel that's right for you. Use the resources that we've been talking about for the past, hour, and all my colleagues just mentioned. Just take the time, think it out, and it'll eventually work out for you.
Yeah, and along those same lines, I think in addition to reaching out to us and other resources, I'd encourage you to reach out to faculty members or current students at the places where you're looking, especially in academic areas that you think you might want to major in. Maybe look up a couple professors and try to talk with them and really get a sense for what it would be like to work with those individuals or be in class with those people too, because we're here and we can give you a little bit of a sense for what our communities and what our colleges are like, but really when you're living with classmates and with professors and other members of the community, you want to have a sense for what those people are like as well. So I'd encourage you to reach out to as many people as you can.
And kind of on those notes, if you get a chance to visit a campus, hopefully once COVID is over, take a chance to, when you're in the cafe or whatever, like talk to some quote regular people who aren't paid by the admissions office, because we're paid by the admissions office. We have our party line. We can't tell you everything, even though we would like to, ask the questions like, like what would you change about campus and things like that. So you can really get that holistic, look of what the campus is.
Thanks. That was extremely helpful. Next question here, and again, we'll start with LBC. What is your favorite event or tradition on campus?
My favorite event on campus, I guess it's also a tradition, happens every spring. So it's called our Valley Fest. And basically it's just like a spring festival on campus. So they'll pick like a random Friday in the spring semester. They'll cancel classes and it's just kind of a fun day. There's different activities going on, food trucks. They do like the blow up like obstacle courses and different things around campus. So it's just kind of a day to like close the book, go outside, have some fun, hang out with your friends. And then there's different like musical performances that will happen throughout the day and over the weekend. We actually have our own record label on campus. So we'll always spotlight the artist of the year that day. And then we'll bring like outside musicians to campus too. So it's just kind of like a fun day, just hanging out. They cancel class, which is kind of nice for students on that Friday, just to kind of a weekend of fun on campus.
Yeah, one of my favorite traditions here at Coastal was actually every Tuesday we had something called Teal Tuesday because teal is obviously one of our main colors. And a lot of students actually wear teal on students, faculty, professors. And depending on who sees you wearing teal, you actually get a free t-shirt. I think it's kind of cool. During my time, well, today I didn't wear teal. I actually wore Carolina blue, but of course the president called me out for that, but it is what it is. But it's definitely one of those cool traditions that a lot of students like to get involved with. And I love that tradition for sure.
At St. Peter's, we have what's called PACAC Palooza, very similar to what Hillary was saying, food trucks. It's really just kind of a day at the end of semester to kind of party before, finals start and you leave and go back home for the summer. So it's just a really great opportunity for our students to relax and have a fun time around campus.
So I love, we do a thing called First Year Ignite. It's right before the school year starts. And it's just a big welcoming week for students to just get back, meet new people, reconnect with other people they've known. There's outdoor concerts, there's outdoor yoga, there's a bunch of events that are happening through all the other organizations. And it's just a really nice way to kind of just welcome everybody back.
Yeah, we have a program I like called Take a Dickinsonia to Lunch, where the college will actually pay for you to take a faculty member or a mentor out to lunch at one of the restaurants downtown. It's a good way to explore the area, get connected with your professors, and there is a limit. I think you can only do it once per semester, so you can't be doing it every single day, but still a good opportunity to connect and be part of the community.
I think one of my favorite traditions on campus is, you may have seen videos of it, is during sports games, they'll play House of Pains, jump around, and everybody gets on their feet, they dance, they have a good time. It just kind of brings everyone together in this very silly, goofy way, which I enjoy.
Thank you all for sharing those events or traditions on campus. With that said, that concludes our virtual college fair for today. But I do want to thank all of our attendees for joining us, as well as our panelists. I have a couple closing announcements. So as you exit from the Zoom session, a survey will appear. It's approximately 4 questions or so, but please complete the survey. It is extremely helpful for us as we aim to improve our virtual college fair offerings. I also want to encourage you to sign up for additional sessions by visiting that registration site. And as a reminder, you will have access to this recording within about a week or so. Again, thank you all for joining us, and I hope everyone has a great evening.